nice today. So today we're going to be getting the CC, nursing her back to a bit of health because she's been off the road for a few days as the CV drinks are desperate to be done. So that's what we're going to do today. Don't think I'll be able to do a full in-depth review. Obviously you know the main part of, obviously you got to get your wheel off. I'll do my best to video as much as possible. I'm not saying it's going to be a great review. Let's get this job done so I can get my car back.
Please. Please.
What's that noise?
Alarm.
Where?
In there.
Shut it.
Anyone watching, please excuse the noise. Got the alarm going off and the dog licking my arm.
Where's that just gone? It's cracked. Let's use this. One thing I don't like about ours is the way this path slopes down. It makes the jack move. That's a lot of travel in here. Is that even off the floor yet?
No, but it's rolling. The jack. Oh.
It's got a lot of travel in there.
I missed it dropping off. Oh, what video is it now?
That's the video.
It is now.
You said it's a 27.
I think it's a 26. Man, that fella on the video who said what size it is. Probably 25.
Tight, probably.
That's what John said. Moving, yeah.
Go on that one.
Okay.
That's good, isn't it?
It's a long one. Are you going the wrong way? Yes, I am. Bloody hell.
It's not going anywhere, that.
Yeah, great. Solid them, aren't they? Would be better with two breaks apart.
If you get it on it.
Really solid them. I don't think they've ever been off. I'll do though.
That should be free.
I should have brought that
Yeah, it's just the end of the thread of the bolt now, sticking out the bottom.
Oh. What is that type?
the controller.
No, what's that round there, the little one? That. What's that?
Oh, that little plastic. Is that gonna go? And we're gonna have to put the bolt back on and hammer it. Right, okay, so that was a bit of an odd one. We spent what should have only worked out about 2 hours to do the CV joints. Started at about 11 and finished the job by, I think the car was all done and ready to drive by 4:30, so it did kind of take the mick. But yeah, you'll have just noticed that there's just been a weird jump in the footage, and it's just because we were doing that wheel down there. It was a bit of awkward. We stripped the CV joint down, took it off, greased up the new one, and when we were lining it up, the inner hole where the drive shaft goes into was too small, which is a bit odd because Euro Car Parts sold me a part that was to fit my registration, so it should have fitted on this car, but for some reason didn't work. So we decided to grease up the original CV joint and put it back on. Now the reason we'd done that is because one, we had no other choice, but also when we took the old one off, there was hardly any grease on it. Now anyone mechanically minded, which I'm not, would know that the CV joint should really be really thick with grease to protect it, keep it lubed. And when we took this one off, there was literally, I don't know, you couldn't even really see the grease. There was that much not there. The boot was still brand new on the CV joint, so that wasn't damaged, so there was no reason at all for the CV joint to be the way it was. So yeah, we put it all back together, but this time we put a full tube of grease into the CV joint. While the car was up in the air and the wheels were off, I've put brand new Brembo brakes on and took it out for a drive, and strangely enough, just by greasing up the old CV joint and putting them back on, everything's fixed. It's no rattles, no bangs, no clonks, nothing. It's driving superb. And weirdly, I don't know how it's affecting it, but the dynamic comfort control on the electric suspension is now working properly as well. Because weirdly it didn't matter whether it was in sport mode, comfort or normal mode, it wasn't really handling bumps and potholes very well. It was clonking them over them all. Now, I don't know, it's just gone back to driving absolutely superb again. But all in all, it's ended up saving money because I can now take the CV joint back, get my money back, and the car's fixed. There's one fault that the car's got that I still need to do before its MOT in September, and that's them rear brakes. Absolutely shocking. So yeah, it's been a bit of an odd video, but there it is. That job's done. Yeah, sorry for the weird footage. I'm getting tongue tired, but I think I'm just gonna let you go on this one. What else can I tell you? Do you know what? Sorry, I'll go through a little bit of an update while I'm here. So obviously, the only thing left to repair on the CC is them rear brake discs. Once that's done, sound. I've got a few little upgrades that I'm gonna do to the CC soon. Getting a rear diffuser here, but I'm gonna be a bit tight about it and make my own, which I got the idea from a video online. So I'm gonna make my own rear diffuser, bolt it on. That should look decent. I've seen a decent spoiler that looks a bit racy but without being OTT, and it looks superb on the back of a CC as well, so be getting one of them. I'm not sure what to do about getting a little side skirt kit or what, I don't know, we'll see, but I'm definitely getting a front splitter because I think the front of my CC, considering it's a GT line, I personally think the car at the front sits quite high, and I know a rear diffuser's not going to do much to it, but it'll at least bring it down a little bit, maybe to about there. So that's happening. I'm looking on changing them to dynamic ones with daytime running lights. I've ordered 2 new mirror covers because someone decided to do a hit and run and damaged that one. It looks awful now, so I've decided to change the mirror covers. Can't get them in that blue because it's rare and I can't be bothered painting them, so I've ordered gloss black, which should go quite nice because there's quite a lot of gloss black on the car. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, at some point I'm going to get a induction kit on it, and what else? Think about upgrading the intercooler. I'm going to then have to get the drive belt changed because I think it's due to be changed in the next 20,000 miles ish, and then I want to put it in for a stage 1 remap. I think that's it for the CC really. Not sure, may have missed 1 or 2 things out. Right, the Golf, she's been a bit sick as well recently. Central locking doesn't work, weirdly. The battery in the remote stopped working, so I changed the battery to a new battery and it doesn't work still, so God knows. Now we've got to stick the key in the door, unlock it, key in ignition to disable the immobiliser, and then press the button on the door to unlock the rest of the car. So that's got to be done. The DPF light's been on the dashboard, as well as the little coil spring light, and we've been advised that that's probably because it's not been serviced in about 7 years, so there'd be probably a lot of crap built up and really awful oil. So it's booked in Monday for a service. Hopefully that'll repair all that, which just leaves the one job of getting the central locking sorted out. There is a few upgrades that we want to do to the Golf. but I'll go into them in another video because right now I can't fully remember them. One of them is getting dynamic indicators fitted and some foggies, well, spotlights, whatever you want to call them. Right, the bike, I'm not going to spoil too much because I'm not sure if I've already at this point uploaded the video. Excuse the mess, that's all going to the tip. So yeah, right, the bike. So we got it running first start in 10 years, and it fired no smoke or nothing. It was running superb, which I don't understand why it wasn't smoking, considering the engine's not ran in 10 years. Oh, it's a little sneak peek. There it is. Right. Just waiting for a few parts to arrive because I want to service it. What else? Just trying to think. Right, that's right, yeah. I've ordered a few replacement parts because the spares that I had weren't quite right. So got to wait for them to arrive. It's just simple things like the little plastic pipe on the fuel tap. The little plastic pipe was missing on the one that I've put on. So what else? Need the throttle adjusting. The choke cable is completely snapped off, so I need to order one of them. What else? Oh yeah, I've got to bleed the brakes on it, which will be part of the service anyway. But yeah, the rear brake doesn't work, and I'm guessing it's because there's air in the system somewhere. I've got to do that. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to replace the rear brakes. Other than that, there's a little bit more painting to be done on the front. So I'll give you a quick sneak peek if I can. Yeah, there. A little bit more painting to be done, and then it's just what else? Oh yeah, there's a few little upgrades that I'm doing to it as well. I'm going to fit front and back teeny tiny little fog light with a little individual switch. There's a little clock about, see, this big, battery powered, that you've got to clip onto the dashboard. So I'm buying one of them that says Lex Motor on it, which will look pretty decent. Oh yeah, and I bought these little long strip, I'll say about that big, indicators that you're supposed to stick on your mirrors on the car. They was bought for either the Matiz or the Lupo, never been used. So what I'm going to do with them, when this piece here, when this piece of fairing goes back on, I'm going to wire them in, but where they can clip, like plug in and out. So if you take this fairing off, the light will go with it without having to cut the wire and resolder it. But it'll be sort of here. And the reason I'm doing it is because if you're next to the bike, you won't be able to see this indicator that well. And the same with the back. So if you're next to the vehicle, you can't see if, say, it's indicating to the left. If I put an indicator here, you will be able to see it. So it's just a little upgrade, just to make the vehicle a bit more visible and where it's going and things. This is kind of a sneak peek, and I wasn't supposed to do this yet, but as you can see, it has been painted into Everton blue, and obviously I've done that on purpose, being a big blues fan, as awful as they have been recently. But anyway, I'm going to stop gabbing because it's just another update video really, and I'll let you go. Hopefully the next few videos will be more interesting again, but yeah, stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe suggest the channel to people, get more people watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.